What's going on, good people? It's your boy John, the Date Dr. Clark, and I want to leave you all with something a little special. There's three things that I like to teach for my couples, those that are in a situationship, those that are in a marriage. That doesn't even matter. As long as you're in some type of committed relationship, whether it's a homosexual relationship, whether it's a heterosexual relationship, whether it's a metrosexual relationship, at the end of the day, this message is going out to the lovebirds that are out there. And I want to chat about the three most important key elements as far as creating a successful relationship, creating a successful coupleship, and also creating a successful marriage. And we can't possibly do it without these three important elements. Communication. Communication is more than just that friendly, hey, I'm going to work, I'm coming back home. Communication is necessarily getting to know your significant other. And it's not just about getting to know your person, it's about understanding your person. It's about knowing their do's and their don'ts, their wills and their wants. It's about knowing their dislikes, their likes. It's about knowing the things that really trigger them. It's really about knowing their father, knowing their mother, knowing some of the things as far as where they get their significance from, knowing some of the things that really upset them. Communication is more than just a simple text message. Communication is knowing how to text that person. Communication is knowing the feeling of that particular text message. Communication is more so the texting them I love you in the morning. Texting I love them in the evening. Texting to see how the day is going. Ladies and gentlemen, communication is more than just a key. Communication is the locksmith. Communication is the lock that you have to insert the key in. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear what I'm saying? I'm not just putting something small on the definition of communication, but I'm putting the utmost emphasis on communication because it's not only just important, it's detrimental to the relationship, to the coupleship, to the situationship, to the marriage overall, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope that you feel what it is that I'm saying, because communication is more than just key. Communication is one of those main principles that kind of keeps things in track. It keeps it in order. Communication is one of those things that we really need. That's really detrimental. That's really precedent. That's really important to a marriage, to a relationship, to a coupleship, to a situationship. And something else I kind of want to piggyback on. The second thing, as far as what's really important towards a relationship. And that main thing is getting to know your significant other's preference on love. Now I'm gonna elaborate on that. The average person, the average man, the average woman, we grow up in life where our father and our mother, we teach it. They're teaching us how to love a person. That's great. That's very fundamental. That allows us to have a set foundation. But it only shows us how to cater to the average woman and or man. But what happens when you get involved into a relationship where a person really doesn't adore the gifts, really doesn't love or adore the love and affection? But that's all that you were taught from your mother and your father. So what do we need to do now? We need to stem back to that form of communication and really get to know that person. Getting to know how that person prefers to be loved. I'm going to say it again just in case one of y'all got Sprint, AT&T, or T-Mobile, and you may have dropped the bar, and you may have lost a little bit of service, and your video may be skipping. The preference of love is what that means is how you prefer to be loved. Whether you're the person that really adores quality time, whether you're the person that really does love and affection, whether you're the person that really adores physical touch, whether you're the person that really adores gifts. So we need to be mindful of some of those things. It stemmed towards the communication. It now stemmed towards a second principle, the second primary support system as far as that's in our relationship, that's in our situationship, that's in our coupleship, that's in our marriage, in reference to how we prefer to be loved. If I'm a person that adores physical touch, and not so much as gifts, if I'm dating a person that wants to shower me with gifts, yes, it's going to be fine. But will I necessarily appreciate the love? Will I necessarily feel neglected? Will I necessarily really feel like this person really loves and cares and adores who I am as a person? Yes, I'm going to necessarily be appreciative of their way to show love, of their way of being taught how to love me, but what about my preference of love? And when we deal with a person's preference, as opposed to your preference as far as how to show love to them, it increases the chance of us having a successful relationship. It increases the chance of us having a successful marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear the terminology that I'm using? It increases the chances of us having success. It decreases the chance of me stepping outside of my marriage. It decreases the chance of me stepping outside of my situationship. Now, of course, it's not going to stop you from stepping outside of your marriage. It's not going to stop you from stepping outside of your situationship. But it's going to decrease the chances of you even considering it. It's going to decrease the chance of the statistic being added in reference to you because you decided to step out. So what I'm saying is, it's not 100% decoy, but it's going to decrease the chance of you even considering stepping out. Because if you're feeling that preference, if you're feeling your own preference as way as being loved, then it's going to decrease the chance of you stepping out. And that's the second key. And the third key that kind of keeps us happy. The third key that kind of increases the chance of the success rate. The third key as far as continuing that form of communication is remembering to date. And I'm going to say it again, just in case one of y'all got AT&T or T-Mobile, you may have dropped the ball, you may have lost a little bit of service. The average couple nowadays, we forget to date. The average couple, we get so complacent, we get so comfortable. We feel as though that we're no longer involved in a chase. The man feels as though that he no longer has to chase a woman because he already has her. And when we no longer feel as though that we're not chasing, when we no longer feel as though that we need to be doing those same things that kind of brought us together, we begin to get comfortable. We begin to get complacent. We begin to stop everything it is that we cause ourselves to achieve that goal. We begin to stop everything that we're doing as far as that made her smile. We begin to stop everything we're doing that made him smile. We begin to stop. We begin to stop. We begin to stop what it is that initially brought us together. We begin to stop everything that really established that foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, do you hear what I'm saying? The communication, the purpose of love, and us beginning to love each other, us beginning to date again. When was the last time you and your significant other went out on a date? I'll wait. When was the last time you and your significant other went out to the movies? When the last time you and your significant other did something outside of what you all are used to? When was the last time you and your significant other went out on a date without your kids? When was the last time you and your significant other went on a date without the people that's being surrounded by you? When was the last time y'all went out for a walk? Ladies and gentlemen, those are the 3 key principles as far as how to maintain a successful relationship, how to maintain a successful marriage. We have to take care of our communication. We have to do more. More texting, more emailing, more having those one-on-one conversations, more having those long walks on the beach, long walks in the park, long walks in the yard, long walks to the mailbox. Ladies and gentlemen, walk around the neighborhood, but have a communication. Get to know her, get to know him, get to know his father, get to know her father, get to know his mother, get to know her mother. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to take time to really get to know each other. Getting to know each other stems a lot with the communication. Get to know how your significant other was raised. Really get to know each other. Imagine taking that exam and you really studied so hard over the past 3 weeks. The odds of you passing that test with flying colors, it increases. Why? Because you took time to get to know it. You took time to communicate. You took time to understand the preference as far as your professor. You took time to understand the preference as far as your study habits. You took the time to understand the preference as far as what the teacher wants to instill in you. And the last thing, you remember to date. You remember to study. You remember to grind. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to do better. As simple as I make it seem to be right now, imagine how simple it is for you all to be able to walk down that aisle. Imagine how simple it is for you all to decrease the chance of him or her stepping outside the marriage. Imagine how simple it is for you to do better individually and also as a team. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, John the Date Dr. Clark. Feel free to follow me on Facebook at The Date Doctor or on my second page, John space Date Dr. Clark. Feel free to look me up on YouTube, The Date Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm all about inspiring hundreds. I'm all about inspiring thousands. But I'm ready to get to the goal where I'm able to inspire millions. Be safe, and it's a pleasure chatting with you all. The 3 key principles on creating a successful marriage and or relationship. Remember what I said. Please share the video.